Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you that how to take email and name from the user, and then you need to download files from the server. So this will be a PHP and MySQL project, and inside this let me just show you a very basic example here. And if I load this application in the browser, you will see that you need to pass a parameter here which is called as PHP. So there will be a form shown to you. You will see that, and here you need to enter your name and email. So whenever you enter your name and email, then you need after when you enter your email, uh, let me just show you. So here you enter your name and email, and if you click on download, then this php.zip file will be downloaded. So basically, in various applications, you see that this is the scenario that they take the information from the user, and then only they allow you to download any sort of file. So we will be developing this whole system inside PHP and MySQL, and MySQL will be the database in which all the information will be stored of the user. So every time user comes to the web page, they need to fill out some information before they can download the file. So without entering this information, they cannot download the file. So you will see that please fill out this field. And also you can change this to anything. So this we are downloading multiple files here, right here. So here in the URL, whenever you share this URL with your user, simply change this to test. So now this will be a different file. If you now fill out the information, now you will see test.zip is downloaded. So all this information is stored inside this database, guys. You will see that this is the files table here in which all the files are present, which is test.zip, php.zip, and the users, which are, you will see this is your first user, email address is stored, and which file they have downloaded. They have downloaded the PHP file. Second one, they have downloaded PHP file. Third one, they have downloaded test file. So all this information is stored inside this table, and we are letting the user download the file after they entered all the required information. So let's start building this project from scratch. So all the source code will be there inside the video description, guys. If you want to download all the source code, you can go to my video description link. This is my blog post. I have written step-by-step instruction I have given here with all the screenshot. So some HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP code are used inside this tutorial. So just you can follow along with this video tutorial. So just go to the video description link here. You can find out this link. I have updated this. So if you have any sort of comment, guys, you can also ask in the comment section. I will happily reply to it. And let's start this tutorial here. So for this, we are using exam control panel, guys. You can see that in the previous tutorial as well, I have shown you. Exam is a piece of software which is Apache web server for PHP. So you can go to its official website and download the latest version. After downloading it, you just need to start the Apache server and the MySQL database as well. So after you do that, you need to create a new directory. So this is present inside your C directory, examp, htdocs, and here you need to create a new directory here. So we will have a download file. We will cd into this, and we will open this inside Visual Studio Code text editor. And so inside this, guys, we need to now create index.php file. So this will be a very simple HTML file here. So inside this, what we need to do is that, let me paste this code and explain to you what is happening. So there is a lot of code to be written, so that's why I'm copy pasting it and then explaining you. So this is just a bare bone HTML code. Here you will see that we are including the bootstrap for styling purpose, and here you just need to make a CSS file just for the styling purpose, and also we are using some bootstrap as well, so and jQuery as well. So close the body tag and close the HTML tag as well. So inside a body, guys, we will have a simple form which will be shown to the user to submit the information in order to download the file. So this will be the form here, and the method of the form will be post, and we will be giving a ID to the form so that we can target it inside JavaScript form download. So inside this we will have a simple label. So you will see that, let me paste it here. If you see here, let me paste it here. This is actual form here, which will be shown to the user. So let me paste it. So you will see that it is saying enter your name, enter your email address, and then the download button. So now if you open this in the browser, you will see just localhost download code. So sorry, this is a download file. So now you will see there will be two input fields, enter your name, email address, and then click the download button. So label is the actual text which is written beforehand the input field. So let's suppose this is the label, which is enter your name, enter your email. So this is the label, and download is also a label which is shown above the button. So label is the text which is written beside the input fields and the button. So after the form is ready, guys, we need to simply, if you closely look at whatever the form is going through, whenever we submit the form here, we need to submit this form using jQuery. So right after the body ends, we need to write the script tag. So inside the script tag, we will make use of jQuery. And we will be targeting it by the ID which we have given to it. And there is a function out there which is submit. So whenever the form submits, this function will automatically execute. This is a arrow function. So we will execute e.prevent default to prevent the auto submission of the form. And then we will make a simple Ajax request, which is jQuery Ajax. And here we will provide the URL to which we need to call. So we will make a new file which is submit.php. So this will be a post request. So we will say post. And the data which we will be sending is the name and the email address. So we will simply send this using the ID which we have given to the form. We will serialize the data using the serialize method like this. Serialize both the name and the email address, and then the success callback. So when the data is returned to us, we can display it. So we can simply parse it using jQuery method here, which is parse JSON. And then we can check for the property that if the result dot status is equal to success, so in that case we can redirect the user to download.php, so where the user can actually download the file. In the else scenario, If the request is not successful, then we need to redirect the user to back to the home page. So here, this is the error message which will be shown to the user that please try again after some time. You can see that if the request is successful, then we will redirect the user back to the download page where the user can actually download the file. And if the request is not successful, then we will show the message that please try after some time. And now guys, we need to do two things. We need to create actually the files which will be downloaded. So these files are nothing but the actual code files. So we can simply copy it. So this contains nothing. These are the actual test files. You can copy any files that you like in order to download the user. So we can simply copy this and paste it inside our folder. So simply paste it. So this contains the code that will be downloaded by the user which visits your website. So this contains two files, which is php.zip and test.zip. So these are two sample files. And also we need to connect to the database as well, guys. So right here, we will create a connection, db.php. So inside this file, we will have the actual connection. So here we will be having the host, which will be localhost. The username, default username is root, and password is also nothing. And here the database, whichever database that you create. So inside your exam, you need to go to the admin section. This is PHP My Admin section where you create your database. So I have already have this database, which is YouTube, which contains these two tables, which is the actual files table. You can see the files table and the users table. But for this tutorial, we will create a brand new database here, which will be download file. So inside this, we will create a table here, which will be user. Column will be, for now, will be 3, sorry. First will be the ID. This will be integer. Then we will have the name and the email address. Name will be varchar and email is also varchar 256. So ID will be the primary key. So just put auto increment and then click on save. So this is your table created. This is user table inside download file database. So here we need to configure the database name, which is download file. And now we need to connect to this. So MySQL I connect. We will pass these four things: host, username, password, and the database as well. So now this is connected. So after that, guys, we need to simply make a file. We need to make this file, which is we are calling this file, which is submit.php. So submit.php. So inside this file, we need to receive the data which is submitted through the form. So first of all, inside this PHP file, we need to include our db.php, which is the connection to the database. After that, we need to check that if is set $post name variable is set, and also if the email variable is also set. So if these two variables are set, then only we will proceed. We will take the name of the person. So here we need to remove this any escape this for preventing SQL injection. So MySQL real escape string. We will pass the connection object $post name, put a semicolon. And also guys, inside db.php you need to store it inside a connection variable so that it is accessible, the connection. Just do it, and here we can get this connection here. So after, you need to do the same thing for email as well. So simply copy this line and paste it in the second line. So just replace your email and replace your email. So after that, you got these two things. We need to actually now insert this information in the database. So now to insert this, it is very easy. MySQL query, and we will pass the connection object, and then we will write this query, which is insert into user. This is a table, and then the fields, which are name, comma, email, and the values, actual values, name, comma, email, with a semicolon. So now we will check if this statement, if the insertion is successful or not. MySQL insert ID, and we need to pass the connection object. If it is greater than 0, then we surely know that the insertion has taken place. Then we can simply set the status variable to success. If not, then we can, inside our else statement, we can make this to error like this, and then we can simply put this, we can encode this inside a JSON array and pass it as a status like this. That's it. Put a semicolon. So here we are returning the status, whether it is success or error, based upon whether the information is inserted or not. And now inside this index.php, we are checking now if the value of status is success or not. If it is success, then we will redirect the user to the download.php file where they can download their file. So now we need to simply check if it is working or not. So let me just go to my this one, enter my email and download. Let me see what is the error here. I think we have some kind of error here. Let me paste it once again, guys, inside this one. Sometimes errors can take place while you write code, so let me delete this line here. Connection. Let me see if it is now working or not. Let me paste this. This is a script, JavaScript here. Let me paste it. So this is the same code I pasted here. So let me see if it is now working or not. Undefined variable con. Submit.con. Oh, sorry, this needs to be connection. And now let me see if it is working or not. So now you can see that, guys, it is now successfully working. It was just a typo mistake in programming. It can happen. So you can see now it is redirecting download.php. It doesn't exist. So that's why we need to create this file. So we will create this file here. So simply download.php. So here you will write the code for actually downloading the file in the browser. So it's very easy in PHP in order to download any sort of file. So you just write. So this is some code here which you need to write here. Some headers. So content. Let me just paste this code. So these are the actual 4 headers which are required here. Let me explain you. So whenever you want to download files inside PHP, these are the headers which are required. Content, disposition, attachment, file name, and this is the file. And one other table that you need to create, I forgot this, to just create this new table, which is the files table. This is auto increment, and mm, if you look at this table, let me just see this table. File, sorry, this is file here. So yes, this is ID. This is a primary key, so just make it auto increment. And this is actual file. This can be varchar 256, and click on save. So this is your table created. And now we need to insert the files which needs to be downloaded. So this you need to do it manually. So here we will simply write here file, sorry, php.zip, test.zip, and then we will click on go. So 2 entries are being inserted here. You will see that php.zip, test.zip. So now we can simply download this. So we are just making a simple. So at the very top, you need to require it. Include db.php. So we are passing the connection object. So we are taking the actual file and concatenating it. So I think that will work. So just make it like this. So now if you enter your email, click on download. So it is saying that on line 3, unexpected row. Oh, sorry. This needs to be select star. Hmm. I think I have given the table name as files, and this I have given as file. Select file. Let me. I think if you are doing it statically, we need to download these two files which are present right here, php.zip and test.zip. So let me do like this. So the file name here will be php.zip because statically we are not using any dynamic code here. So in order to download this file here, php.zip. So this is only for single file. For first of all, I am telling you. So that's why this will be php.zip. So here we are not taking the data from the database. So that's why first of all I will be showing you for a single file. Let me now run this. So now you can see that guys, it is downloading this file here. You can change this to any file, test.zip as well. You can replace here test. So here you can download any image, video file or any source code file that you want to download. So once again, you need to first of all submit the information. This is mandatory. So this is the whole point of this project. After you submit the information, then this zip file will be downloaded. So this is only for a single file because we are hard coding this value inside this code. So now to take this value from the database, we need to add a simple field, simple column inside our files table. So this column we need to uh, if you see how we can add a column here. How we can add it. So we need to after id. So we need to add a column here. But this column will be called as alias, alias. So basically this will be the pointer to whichever file you are downloading. So this is also will be varchar 256 and simply click on save. So now we have three fields inside our table files table similar to this. So if you check here, so simply this will be the pointer to which we will be downloading the file. So if you're downloading test.zip, this alias needs to be having test, and if you're downloading php.zip, then this alias value needs to be having php. So here we need to edit this, so we need to write php here, click on go, and similarly we need to do it for this value as well, test. And in the future as well, if you want to add more files, if you want to allow more files to be downloaded, you will just simply add this manually inside this table, and this script will automatically work. So now the logic is that inside our this, we will pass this alias variable like this, question mark alias. Then we will pass the file that needs to be downloaded. If you want to allow users to download the php.zip version, you will pass here php, and then this form will be shown to the user where they will enter the information, and then that php.zip file will be downloaded. If you want to download test.zip, you will write here test alias. So depending upon the value of alias, you will download multiple files. So this is a concept, this is a logic. So after you updated this table, we need to go to the user table as well, and let me delete all this. So inside our users table as well, we need to add a third column, which is download file. So whichever file that you are downloading. So this will be actually the alias. So 256. Whichever file the user is downloading, it will be equal to the value of alias. So you can see that this is download underscore file. The value of this will be equal to the value of alias. You will see that. So in both the tables, we need this column. So we have successfully added this. Now we need to simply write the PHP script for this to handle this. So inside our submit.php, and also guys, we are using the concept of sessions as well to prevent multiple downloads of files. So as you know that sessions are very much important. So right here inside your connection file, just start the session right here, session underscore start. So this will start the session, and just inside your submit.php, wherever you are getting this information, so we will, after you get this, so we need to get the file, whichever file the user is downloading. So we will store it inside download underscore file, and we will get this using session variable of alias. So how we will set this variable of session alias? Let me show you. At the very starting, index.php. So whenever you open the home page, let's suppose whenever you open the home page, so whenever you give the link to the user to download the file, you will include this alias parameter. Alias is equal to php. So whenever you hit this endpoint, we need to get this parameter. So now to get this parameter inside our index.php, we need to write some php code. So right here guys, what we need to do is that at the very top, first of all, we need to include our database file, which is db.php, and this will start the session automatically because it is included inside this file. And in order to get the parameters which are included inside the URL, we will use $.get. You will see that. Now to get this parameter, we will say $.get. This is slightly complicated, but it will be understandable. Alias, you can see that. If the parameter is present inside the URL, then we will get the parameter alias MySQL real escape string. We will pass the connection object and we will get the parameter which is present alias, and then we will simply check MySQL query, pass the, we will get the files, select file from files where alias is equal to alias parameter is equal to the passed alias parameter. What is the pass parameter? It is stored inside this variable. That's it. So basically we are in this statement, we are running a query inside our files table. You can see inside our files table, we have a field, we have a column called as alias. You can see that. So here we are just comparing whichever alias is passed, either PHP or test. So whichever is passed here, our file will be stored inside row parameter. And simply here we can simply write num rows. We can pass the row. If it is greater than 0, then we surely know that. Then we can set the session variable of alias to $_get alias. That's it. In else statement, we can simply say that die something went wrong. So it is slightly complicated, guys. You can see that we are first of all checking from the files table the value of alias. Depending upon the value of alias, which file will be selected. If the condition is successful, then we are setting the session variable of alias to be used in multiple pages. In the else scenario, we are dying the page. And also in the else, if the alias variable is not present, then we will also die the page itself, which is something went wrong. So now if you load the page without specifying this alias parameter, what will happen now? You will see something went wrong because it is now mandatory that you pass this variable in the URL. So you can't open the URL without it. So now if you pass the alias parameter to PHP, then this form will be shown. If you pass it to test, then also it will be shown. If you pass an invalid and alias, you will see something went wrong. So this condition is successful. So you can see that. So after that, guys, we need to go to the submit.php. So inside this file, guys, we need to get we are equating this download file to the session variable, which is set of alias. So after that, we need to also insert to the one other column here, which we created, which is download file. The third column inside our user table, if I show you, uh, inside our user table, you will also see a fourth column, which is download underscore file. So here we will be inserting this value as well, which is this one. That's it. So this is essentially the value of alias. We are inserting it inside our download file column. So after this, the rest of the code is constant. And also at very last, we also need to write here. We need to make this $_session. And here we need to write a special session variable is download to yes. So this will simply set inside our download.php, we will check for this session variable if it is set or not. So inside this will be updated to it. Let me copy this. So this will change like this. We will first of all check for the session variable which is set here, which is download, which we set here is download. This needs to be is download. And after that, we also need to unset it because for the future sessions as well for the user. And also we will get the value of alias, which we are using, getting from the session variable of alias. And inside this, once again, guys, this needs to be connection. We are selecting the file based upon the alias value here, whichever file that needs to be downloaded. Either it will be php.zip or test.zip. So this is our files table. So you can see that dynamically we are now uh, downloading multiple files. So we are now no longer hard coding the path here to php.zip or test.zip. We are taking the value straight from the database. So now if I execute this project, guys, hopefully this now will work. So now whenever you share the path, you will share it alias.php. So now if I enter my name, email address, click download, you will see php.zip will be downloaded. If I change this to test, enter the name, email address, click download, you will see test.zip is downloaded. And if I check my database, you will see that if I refresh my, you can see that browse, this is the entries are inserted successfully to the table, name, email, and whichever file the user has downloaded, either php.zip or test.zip. So inside files, this will be constant. So this will be constant table. You just need to add files whenever you want to. Just update this table, alias and file value. So that's it, guys. This is the whole project of this downloading file with authentication. You have seen this in many websites where user required to submit information before they can download the file. You have seen in various WordPress website as well. So this is the logic behind it. I have explained you step by step instruction. If you like this video, then please hit the like button. And also if you want to download all the source code, I have given the source code in the video description. So just go to the description of the video and you will find all the source code. And thanks very much for watching this video, and I will be seeing you in the next live stream.